Good evening, friends. Today we are here to describe or understand very easily the topographical surface and borders, the relations of surface and borders of the heart. It is very important for the MBBS students who appear for their Viva Voce exam finally. Most of the cases they are unable to describe properly the surfaces and borders, different borders of the heart. That's why it is very important to understand it from the beginning. Now here I have depicted a 3D schematic diagram. I have tried to draw a 3D schematic diagram of the heart, human heart. It is very much schematic. So I will first make it clear to you. There are two planes you can see. One is this green vertical coronal type plane, and another is this yellow horizontal plane, which is dispositioned almost in 90 degree to the green plane. Okay, so by these two planes, if you cut the heart, so you can see the one portion of the heart is thrust upon the or sitting upon the green plane. This is the posterior surface or anatomical base of the heart. So this is a conical thing, whole thing, heart, which is thrust upon the green plane. The green plane is limiting or touching the base of the heart. So the base of the heart, which one is the boundary? The base or posterior surface of the heart is the most fixed part of the heart and somewhat quadrilateral in outline. That means it is not like my picture oval, so it may be somehow like this. Okay, so this is the base of the heart. It is directed backwards and to the right and is formed only by two atria. Remember, two atria. So one atrial position is almost this and another atrial position is almost this. So this is left atria. We are looking from front, so this is left atria and this is right atrium. Okay, so 2/3 of the posterior surface or base of the heart is formed by left atrium. You will have to remember there is a formula everywhere, almost 2/3 1/3 relation. So 2/3 of the base of the heart is formed by left atrium, 1/3 is formed by right atrium. Okay, so base of the heart, this is base of the heart thrusting on this green coronal plane. So if you look from back, you can see better the base or posterior surface of the heart. Okay, so do not confuse that posterior base of the heart is the inferior surface. Inferior surface, which surface? From this line to this whole part which is sitting on the yellow horizontal surface, that portion, the impression on the yellow surface, that portion is the inferior or diaphragmatic surface. You can assume this yellow plane as diaphragm, as the diaphragm. Okay, so base of the heart, you can see from posterior aspect, if you look towards the heart, not from the anterior aspect. So base of the heart above is bounded by bifurcation of the, here will be the bifurcation of the pulmonary trunk. So bounded above by the bifurcation of the pulmonary trunk, below by the posterior part of the atrio. This dotted line is the posterior portion of the atrioventricular groove. So this is atrium, this is ventricle, right, this is left ventricle. So atrioventricular groove bounded inferiorly above by the bifurcation of the pulmonary trunk. Okay, right side of the base of the heart, which one is boundary? Right border of the right atrium extending from superior to inferior vena cava orifices. So this is, I have told you earlier, this is the position of the almost right atrium, this is the position of almost left atrium, 2/3 1/3. So here will be the position of the superior vena cava, here will be the position of the inferior vena cava, piercing the diaphragm, entering into the right atrium. Okay, So from the junction of superior vena cava to right atrium to the junction of the IVC, inferior vena cava to right atrium, this line is the demarcating line or right border of the base of the heart. Okay, so whenever you will have to ask to show me the right border of the heart, so you'll have to show this right border of the heart by pointing your fingers over there. Now left side of the base of the heart, left border of the left atrium extending from the upper to lower left pulmonary vein. So upper pulmonary vein, lower pulmonary vein. So this is the left border of the base of the heart. So we are now very much acquainted with the base of the heart. Now come to the next point, which one is the right border. Now before going to right border, I must say one thing. Now I have described you the base of the heart, which is anatomical base of the heart. Now another thing is there, another term is there, clinical base of the heart. What is the clinical base of the heart? So if it is the chest wall, if it is the chest wall and it is the rib cage, so if it is the right second intercostal space and it is the left second intercostal space, so clinical base of the heart is represented by a line which extends from the auscultatory area over the aortic sound. Here you can auscultate the aortic sound. Okay, so auscultatory area of the aortic sound in the right second intercostal space to that of the pulmonary area in the, this is known as pulmonary in the left secondary intercostal space. So a line joining these two is known as clinical base of the heart. So when you will go to medicine ward in final year, so examiner or physician will ask you to show the clinical base of the heart. That time this anatomical definition will not do. Remember it. Okay, now we proceed to the right border of the heart. Which one is the right border of the heart? Right border of the heart is very easy to show, as I have told you. It is rounded and convex, formed only by the right atrium. From only by the right atrium, this much portion is right border of the heart. Opening of the superior vena cava or SVC to that of inferior vena cava. So you will have to see by pulling your fingers along this border from SVC point to the IVC point. This is the right border of the heart. Okay, and this right border of the heart is, there is a groove here which is known as sulcus terminalis. So now if you cut open here and revert it, if you cut open here and revert the wall of the right atrium, then from internal aspect of the right atrium corresponding to this sulcus terminalis groove, you will see a ridge which is known as crista terminalis, which is known as crista terminalis. So sulcus terminalis outside, crista terminalis same position inside. Remember this, do not get confused. Okay, sometimes the right border is described as right surface, but that is not usually done. Now which one is left border, inferior border of the heart? Inferior border of the heart is known as margo acutus. Acute, margo acutus is somehow sharp. It is the sharp and separate sternocostal surface from the diaphragmatic surface. Now I have already described diaphragmatic surface is the lower part by this red sagittal plane. If you imagine cutting the heart, red sagittal plane, then this portion is sitting on the yellow diaphragmatic surface and this portion is sitting on the yellow diaphragmatic surface, isn't it? So this is entire surface is diaphragmatic surface of the heart. Okay, so diaphragmatic surface. Now sharp border which separates the sternocostal surface from diaphragmatic surface is known as inferior border. So inferior border must be this border separating this sternocostal surface, curved surface. Okay, this is not straight, this is a curved sternocostal surface, convex surface, separating it from the diaphragmatic surface. As I have told you, this is the margo acutus or inferior border. So we have also understood this. Now, left border of the heart, it is an ill-defined border. Remember, it is not sharp. It is an ill-defined border, convex border separating sternocostal from the left surface. So this sternocostal surface will be separated by left border somehow here, which is not sharp, ill-defined. That's why from this surface, this is left surface. This is also convex. So ill-defined border. So left border is ill-defined convex border separating sternocostal from left surface. It extends from the left auricle to the apex of the heart. Apex of the heart is this point. So left auricle will be here somehow. This is right auricle. So from the left auricle to apex of the heart, ill-defined border. This is known as left border. Okay. So the border is accompanied by the marginal branch of left coronary artery. So left coronary artery will be like this. This is a thick artery, large artery, and its marginal branch will be accompanying this left border up to apex. So this is marginal branch, this is left coronary artery proper. Okay, sternocostal surface, this is directed forwards. It is sternocostal surface, this surface directed forwards, upwards, directed forwards, that means forwards, and directed upwards also. Forward, upward, and separated from the base by, separated from this base by right border of the heart, separated from the diaphragmatic surface by the inferior border of the heart, separated from the left surface by left border of the heart, or margo obtutus. This is obtused, that's why margo obtutus. It is acute, sharp, margo acutus. Margo, so what is the spelling? Sorry, margo acutus, margo obtutus. Okay. Okay, so sternocostal surface. Now come to the left one, diaphragmatic or inferior surface. Already I have described. It is a flat and faces downwards and backwards. It is formed by the two ventricles, 2/3 by the left ventricle. So 2/3 by the left ventricle of the diaphragmatic surface, 1/3 by right ventricle. 2/3 of the base was by left atrium, 1/3 of the base by right atrium. So 2/3, 1/3 relation again. So diaphragmatic surface separated from the sternocostal surface by inferior border, inferior border, inferior border. Diaphragmatic surface separated from the sternocostal surface by inferior border, from the base by the posterior part of the atrioventricular groove. Okay. Then, and from the left surface by a less defined, and from the left surface it is divided by a less defined, unnamed, जिसका कोई नाम नहीं है, separated from the left surface by a less defined unnamed border, which is the backward continuation of the inferior border. So inferior border, backward continuation, and this one forming the differentiating line between diaphragmatic and left surface. Okay. Now left surface, it is directed upwards. This is a small surface upwards, and towards the left, definitely towards the left. Formed mainly by the left ventricle, you can see, and partly by the left atrium and its auricle, partly by the left atrium and its auricle. Now some points for observation. Now heart presents the following only features. Only features. What are the only features? The only features: apex only formed by, number 1, apex only formed by left ventricle. Apex, this is apex. What do you mean by apex? Anatomical apex. Anatomical apex is a conical area formed only by left ventricle. It is directed downwards, forwards. It is directed downwards, forwards, downwards, forwards, and to the left, and to the left. So downward, forward, and to the left. All three you will have to say. When examiner will ask, what do you mean by anatomical apex? Then you will have to say, it is the downward, forward, and leftward conical small projection only formed by left ventricle and located in the fifth intercostal space about 9 cm from the midline and slightly below and medial to the, slightly below and medial, not lateral, medial to the left nipple. So whole thing you will have to say. It's a conical area formed only by left ventricle, directed downwards, forwards, and to the left in the fifth intercostal space about 9 cm from the midline, slightly below and medial to the left nipple. That is the definition complete of anatomical apex. But there is a but. Apex beat, clinically apex beat is different. It is a forward thrust. It is not the position or location. It is a forward thrust felt in the left fifth intercostal space during ventricular systole. If you put your palm there, you will feel a forward thrust in the left fifth intercostal space during ventricular systole due to a twisting of the heart by the vortex-like disposition of the ventricular muscles close to the apex. In normal adults, it can be felt in the left fifth intercostal space, but in case of child, it is in the fourth intercostal space. Okay, that much you will have to remember. So the only features: apex is only formed by left ventricle. Base, number 2, base is only formed by 2 atria. Number 3, right border only formed by right atrium. Now number 4, the diaphragmatic surface only formed by 2 ventricles. You can see very clearly, only formed by 2 ventricle diaphragmatic surface. So these 4 are the only features of the heart. Diaphragmatic surface only by 2 ventricle, right border only by right atrium, base only by 2 atria, and apex only formed by left ventricle. Now there are 2/3 1/3 rule also in heart. Now 2/3 1/3 rule: 2/3 of the base of the left atrium and 1/3 by the right atrium. So base is formed by right atrium 1/3, left atrium 2/3 formed by. Okay, then 2/3 diaphragmatic surface by left ventricle, 2/3 of the diaphragmatic surface by left ventricle, 1/3 of the diaphragmatic surface by right ventricle. Very much clear, no problem to understand. Then 2/3 of the sternocostal surface by right ventricle. So here also the sternocostal surface, I have drawn the picture little bit schematically, so you will have to face some problem. So in the sternocostal surface, the right ventricle ends here almost, and this is the portion of the entire left ventricle. So 2/3 of the sternocostal surface by the, so here you can see only 1/3 of the sternocostal surface is by left ventricle, 2/3 of the sternocostal surface is by right ventricle, forming by right ventricle. So 2/3, 1/3, okay, sternocostal surface. Again 2/3 of the entire heart to the left of the midline. So 2/3 of the entire heart will be on left of the midline, 1/3 of the entire heart will be on the right of the midline. So these are the 2/3, 1/3 rule. So with this description I am finishing this lecture. Hope it will be helpful to you in during the time of exam. Thank you.